Hello students, welcome to Managerial Accounting. This is ACC 202. I am Dr. Claudia Mercado and I will be your instructor for the term. I am very excited to have you for the next 8 weeks. I hope all of you are excited. We have a lot to learn. Okay, so this short orientation is just going to provide you with a little bit of history about myself, some course expectations, and of course the way to communicate with me in case you have any questions or concerns throughout the course. Okay, so let's begin with the course description. So students are going to explore the financial impact of short-term and long-term business decisions by learning how accounting and other productivity information can be used to assess and improve the performance of an organization. Managers will be provided with the essential information they need to execute growth strategies and select opportunities that create business value. We've got a wonderful milestone project that's going to encompass 3 projects into one. So it will be working on it in 3 different modules or weeks. And it works with a variety of cost classification, variable and fixed costing, variable costing, financial statement preparation. So it's a very detailed project that we're going to be working on, which later we're going to use that information to create an investor report. So a lot of what we're going to be learning in this course is to make business decisions. Okay. So the course competencies, what should we expect to learn by the time we finish our 8-week course? So this course covers the following course competencies. We're going to describe how managerial accounting supports management information systems. We're going to use managerial accounting techniques and models to support an organization's strategic plan. And we're going to explain how managerial accounting is used to make decisions about short-term business opportunities, capital investments, and evaluating operational performance. A little background, educational background about myself. I am the first in my family to go to college. I was born in Reynosa, Mexico, so I migrated into the United States when I was very small. So I've been going to school here in Texas all of my life. At the beginning, I quite did not know, since I was the first one to go to college, what the expectation was, or if I could handle college. So I started back in the day at South Texas Community College, where I completed an accounting clerk certificate. I then moved on to getting my Associates of Arts in Business Administration. And then I transferred to the University of Texas Pan American, where I completed both my bachelor's and my master's in accounting. And then I proceeded to complete my Doctor's of Philosophy in Business Administration in 2020. So I found that, you know what, school can be a little bit challenging, but it's very rewarding. You get a lot of growth, a lot of opportunities for growth with your education. The more education you have, I believe the more doors open, so you could be able to grow within specific industries or careers. I love accounting. I've been doing it. I practiced accounting before becoming an instructor, and I really enjoy it. I really continue to enjoy it because I continue to work on projects. For example, in the VITA program, I volunteer for the Volunteer Income Tax Assistant program, and then I do other projects on the side. So to me, accounting is very, it provides a lot of opportunities to learn many different areas, whether it be tax, audit, different types of accounting, whether it be at corporate level, governmental level. Overall, I am an accounting major, and I'm very excited to teach this course. Managerial accounting is one of my favorite courses to teach. It teaches you on how to not only gather information, but evaluate the information and be able to make business decisions. Okay, so this is just a brief overview about my educational background. And no matter at what stage you're in your educational career, I just want to tell you that it might sometimes get difficult, challenging, especially if you have children or you have health situations or anything that might be crossing your pathway. But as long as we stay persistent, maybe one semester we can't take a full load, we go part-time. The point is not to give up, just continue with your education. And by the time you know it, you would achieve your goal, whatever that goal, that personal goal is for you. Okay. So just a little background here. My work experience. I began back in the day working for a manufacturing company out of McAllen, and we would commute to Reynosa, Mexico, so that we had a plant, a manufacturing facility in Mexico, and the business operations or the office, more administrative responsibilities were in the American side in Texas. So I did that for a while. After that, I transitioned out of the manufacturing company into banking, and that's where most of my experience is at. I started off as a loan account representative. I became a teller supervisor. I became an accounting specialist 1, moved to being accounting specialist 2. I then moved up to being a senior accountant. Eventually, I became an operations project manager or vice president. Now, during all of this time that I am working, I am going to school full time, or some situations, especially when I had my children, I did scale it back to going part time, but I would take as many classes as I could whenever I could because I had, a vision to be able to. My goal was to get a master's degree, which I did. And then after that, the opportunity presented itself so I could come work at a college. So I transitioned to becoming a full-time instructor back in 2014. That granted me more time availability. My kids were more grown. So I decided to go back to school and then pursue my PhD, which I have also completed. Okay, so it just depends where life takes you, what you want to do, and what you enjoy. But this is just a brief history. I have worked, and I continue. Like I said, I continue to do things on the side. Taxes, financial statement preparation for some customers, stuff of that nature. But I've really enjoyed being an instructor, being able to meet new students and just guide them and teach them the ins and outs of accounting. Now, some important information about this course. Please make sure that you read all announcements posted each week. I post about 2 to 3 announcements a week. These announcements are intended to provide you with the necessary information for the specific week, with instructions about assignments, with reminders, with extra information that you might find helpful to better understand the content. So please make sure that you don't skip this, that you read the announcements. I've had many situations where students submit incorrect work because they fail to read the announcements where I clearly, inform them of special instructions, requirements, or anything of that nature. So please make sure that you do read all of the announcements that I post each week. Please adhere to all assignment deadlines. Please, I encourage you to print a copy of the course syllabus and ensure that you adhere to all of the deadlines. Okay. If you are working on an assignment and you need clarification on the assignment or the assignment instructions, please ask before you submit the assignment for grading. This is very important. Once you submit the assignment for grading and it has been graded and feedback has been provided, no further changes are going to be allowed. So if you don't understand something on the assignment, you're not clear about something, get with me, send me a message, I will clarify, and then you can proceed to work on the assignment and submit it. Okay. Once an assignment has been submitted and graded, that is the final grade that will be retained. Okay. If you are working on a problem set or a milestone and also need clarification, please provide me with the problem information and your attempted step-by-step solution so I can provide guidance. I'm not just going to give you the answer. Okay. So if you're working on a problem set and you're working on a problem and you have a question about a specific section of the problem, explain to me what you are having issues with and then show me your calculations of how you are deriving the figure. And then I will go back, review, and provide you guidance so I can redirect you to the correct way of solving the problem. Maybe I'll redirect you to the ebook, or maybe it's just a mathematical error that you're doing. Whatever the case might be, I do need to see you attempt the problem. Okay. On the discussions, please make sure that you answer all of the discussion prompts in full and that you organize your responses in an easy to follow manner. Please make sure that you do meet the deadlines for all discussions. The initial post is due by Thursday. And then you do have to respond to 2 of your peers by Sunday of the specified week where a discussion is due. So make sure that you adhere to those deadlines. Initial post by Thursday, and then 2 peer responses by Sunday of that specific week. Okay. Please make sure that when you are working on your assignments that you read the instructions carefully and that you utilize all of the information provided. For example, on the milestones, you're given information on the appendix. Make sure that you do read the appendix for each of the milestones carefully, as that information will be used to create or develop your milestone projects. Now, I've already touched a little bit about the milestone project. The milestone project entails 3 different sections. Module 2 we will be working on milestone 1. Module 4, we're going to be working on milestone 2, and module 5, we're going to be working on milestone 3. Okay, so in order for you to move on from milestone 1 to milestone 2, you have to make sure that whatever you do on milestone 1 is correct, because the information flows from milestone 1 to 2 to 3. So once you submit milestone 1, I'm going to provide you with feedback whether you get it right or wrong. If you have any errors on milestone 1, then you have to make the necessary corrections. You email me the corrections. I will let you know if the revisions are correct, and then you can proceed on working to milestone 2. It is imperative that you make the revisions. If not, all future submissions will be wrong. Okay. Now, once you email me the revision, that will not alter the grade you've earned. The grade stays as is. The only reason you're resubmitting is to ensure that you do have the right information. Okay. So that is the purpose of me allowing students to resubmit their work via email. You have to email me the revised copies. Once the assignment has been uploaded for grading, I've graded it, then that's it. Revisions need to be emailed. Now, it is imperative on the announcements, once we get to milestone 1, there will be an announcement posted with specific requirements for entering formulas and cell references. It is critical that you read those announcements, okay? Every cell must include either a formula or a cell reference. A formula, if it's a calculated amount, whether you're multiplying, dividing something, whatever the case might be, I need to see your formula. A cell reference is used if you are obtaining a number from another tab or another cell. That way I can retrace your steps. You need to show your work. You need to show me how you are deriving each of the figures. Please make sure that you review. By now, all of us should be a little familiar with Excel. If you are not familiar with entering formulas, I've included some videos on some of the announcements I post, but you can always just YouTube it or Google it on how to enter basic formulas. These are not very complicated formulas. They're very basic formulas, but they do have to be embedded within the cell so I can see how you are calculating each of the amounts. Please, once again, I want to reiterate the importance of reading all announcements posted related to any of the projects. When you upload your milestone 1, 2, and 3, they must be uploaded in Excel format. I need to be able to click on the cell and see what is included, what formula is included. I need to be able to type up notes next to the cells depending on what is it that the issue is at hand. I will not accept any files that are missing formulas. Sometimes I've had students send me files. The information is complete, but they don't have a single formula. So I don't know how you came up with the numbers. I question the student. I go back and I tell them I need the formulas. They can't come up with the formulas. So I need to be able to see your work. If you don't give me the formulas or the cell references, even if the amount is correct, I'm going to mark it wrong because I need to see the formula. So it is very important that you show your work, okay? Also, corrections need to be made before moving forward to any future milestone assignments. You can email me the revisions for your review, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell you if the corrections are right or wrong, and then provide any feedback if you have any specific questions. But just a reminder that the revisions are not going to alter the grade that you've earned. If you submitted your assignment, you got a specific grade, that is the grade that you're going to keep, okay? So that is what's going to be going on with the milestone projects. A lot of information is outlined in your announcements, so that is why it's so important that you read your announcements. Late submissions. Students can submit assignments late, 1 week late, only 1 week, with a 10% late penalty. Please make sure that you adhere to the deadlines. If you don't submit your assignment by the extended due date, which is 1 week after the original due date, if you submit it after that, an automatic 0 will be issued, okay? I will give you feedback, but a 0 will be issued. So you need to make sure that you adhere to the deadlines. If you submit by the due date, then wonderful, that is, you are on track. If you are unable to meet that original deadline, you do have that 1 extra week to submit your assignments late with a 10% late penalty. After that, no assignments will be accepted. Please make sure that you are aware of this. That's why I'm covering it here. The late submission deadline information is found in your syllabus as well. Now, the only assignment that is not allowed to be submitted late are your discussions. If you fail to complete a discussion, that is an automatic 0. Okay? All of your assignments are due at the end of the day on Sundays. Please make sure on that specific week, please make sure that you adhere to those deadlines. Okay? If you have any questions throughout the semester about any assignment, any instructions, any questions you might have, I am here to assist you. Please feel free to send me an email to c.mercado@snhu.edu, and I will try to respond as soon as I can. If you need to speak with me, please set up an appointment with me, and we can coordinate the best date and time to meet. We'll meet virtually via Zoom or Teams, whatever works best for us. So we can be able to, I can be able to answer your questions or concerns, okay? So, just send me an email, and I usually respond. I check my emails on a daily basis, so I try to respond as soon as I can, okay? So I am very excited about this new 8 weeks with all of you. I hope all of you enjoy this course as much as I do teaching it. It is a wonderful course. We're going to be learning a lot about managerial accounting. I am very pleased and honored to be your instructor. And once again, if you have any questions or concerns throughout the semester, do not hesitate to reach out. I want to wish you a wonderful semester, and until next time, bye-bye.